Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? It's your boy Rashad, one half of PNP, and today we are here with another piece of content that I love. Been thinking about doing this for a long time and have not had the chance, but now we're here. We're going to assess the 2020 draft class because guess what? It's their contract year. It is make or break, put up or shut up time for these guys, and we're going to assess where they stand and should the Panthers keep them or move on. Let's see what we think about it. Now, before we get into this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, let me know what's good. We are trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the draft. So let's make this happen. By the draft, hit the subscribe button. Based on the analytics, I can tell about 20% of you all are watching this video and are not subscribed. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hit that sub button for your boy and help us out. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers, all right? Now, let's talk about this draft class. Now, this entire draft class was the first draft class for Matt Rule, right? It's the first draft class he ever had, and we went all defense. Marty Hurney was the GM, and we decided to go all defense. Yes, because the defense was not very good the year prior. So they said, guess what? We're going to fix it. So they spent every single pick on defensive guys. What'd that get us? I don't know. Well, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So now, before we get into Stantly Thomas-Oliver, we're just going to talk about a couple things regarding these guys, where they were taken, what their PFF grade is for this year, and then if there's any accolades that came with their play so far. And we're going to just briefly talk about each guy and say, hey, what are their prospects moving forward with the Carolina Panthers? Now let's get into Stantly Thomas-Oliver. Taken in the 7th round, not much expected from a guy taken in the 7th round. He did have the intangibles, 6'1", a bigger cornerback, had some speed, but it was inexperienced. He was converted. He was newly converted to the position, so did not know how to play the position. So we were taking him with the expectation that he would learn how to play the position. Contributed on special teams, but overall as a cornerback, we just didn't see enough of him. He did come in, have some decent games, didn't get killed too much, but overall, I always thought he wasn't necessarily the greatest pick. But 7th round pick, it's like, it's a boom or bust type thing. If he pans out, cool. If not, it's only 7th round pick. So not too much on Stantly Thomas-Oliver. I think it is what it is. I don't know if he is going to have a role in this defense moving forward. Moving on to next year. This year, he's probably going to contribute as a rotational guy. Probably won't see him very much. Maybe special teams, but that's where he's going to have to carve out his role on special teams in order to get an extension. I just don't know that it happens with Stantly Thomas-Oliver. Now let's get into Bravvion Roy, 5th round pick, taking pick 152 overall. Solid. This is a solid rotational guy. I'm not mad at this. Again, a lot of us thought this was a nepotism pick. Didn't expect much of him because he did come from Baylor. We didn't expect this guy to play as well as he's played with the Carolina Panthers. I do think he could carve himself out a role moving forward as a rotational nose tackle in this defense. He's gonna have to show out. 54 grade. That's kind of mid. We're gonna need him to show up, but I do think he is fit to play nose tackle in a 3-4 defense. So that being said, I do think we'll need some rotational guys, and maybe moving forward, he could still carve out a role. So keep an eye on him. I think he's going to have with this being a contract year, I think he's going to step up and could carve himself out a role going into next year. So next up, we have Kenny Robinson. He was taken in the 5th round. Remember, coming from the XFL, was the first player ever to be taken from the XFL. Okay, this guy, and again, he had a decent career in the XFL. And we thought we were outsmarting the system by taking a guy that was playing from the XFL. Turns out, man, we tricked ourselves here. So, because this guy's had an up and down career so far in the NFL, right? So we picked him up in the 5th round. We waived him right as the season started, signed to the practice squad the next day, then promoted him back to the active roster in October, and then he was released again the next year in 2021, re-signed back to the practice squad the next day, promoted to the active roster again in October in 2021. Then he was waived again by the Carolina Panthers in 2022. So every year this man was waived, re-signed back to the practice squad, and then finally we released him for good in October 5th of 2022. So man, this guy's just been crazy. And I thought he was a solid talent. Never thought he was going to be the guy that I thought he could. He was a physical guy, played okay. I just didn't see it in him. I didn't see that he was ever going to be a full-time contributor on our defense. So he is no longer with the Carolina Panthers. It is what it is. Wasted pick. Next up, we have Troy Pride Jr. Back-to-back guys that are no longer on the Carolina Panthers. This is a guy we took in the 4th round, pick 113 overall, did not play with the Carolina Panthers. Due in part to his injury, I think he suffered an injury back in 2021, went to injury reserve, could not pass the physical this year, so we cut him. No more Troy Pride. Haven't seen him play in a long time. However, he has signed a futures deal with the New Orleans Saints, so congratulations to him. Hopefully he can get another crack at it. I just remember when we chose the guy, I was like, man, I don't know about this kid. He just doesn't seem like he's not fast. He's a relatively decently sized, but I don't think that he fits that cornerback mold that we're looking for. You have to either bring some speed, some physicality, or you got to be dominant at the position. Taking the 4th round, I just did not see it. He did play. I remember he played his rookie year, and I thought, man, maybe we might have struck gold a little bit. He was solid, but never took it over the top for me. And so I think it sucks that his career almost ended off an injury. I'm happy for him that he got another chance to sign with another team. But now that you're with the enemy, it is what it is, man. We'll holler at you on the other side. But another wasted pick. So next up, we have Jeremy Chinn, who was taken in the 2nd round after we traded our 3rd and 5th round picks to move up to get him. Obviously, coming from the small school, being Steve Atwater's nephew, this guy was athletically gifted, and we saw what we saw in him to trade up to go get him. And so I didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest. I did not like the pick initially, but after his play, his rookie season, boy, did I thought we had it in the bag. I thought this dude was gonna be the next great hybrid safety. And again, going back to his rookie season, the man was all over the place. He was playing in the box, playing the safety. He had the 2 defensive touchdowns against the Minnesota Vikings. I thought he was unlocked. And shout out to Phil Snow for unlocking Jeremy Chinn in the rookie season. Moving forward, the next couple of seasons, we didn't see that impact. We tried to move him to a safety to play the safety role a little bit more. It just did not click to me. And so I think we need to get back. And shout out to Evero for mentioning this in his press conference the other day. I think we need to get Jeremy Chinn back to that joker, that hybrid role. Get him in the box, get him in the safety, move him around so that teams don't know where he's going to be. Therefore, he can be used more effectively. I think that's what we're going to see from Jeremy Chinn this year. I think he's here in the church. I love Jeremy Chinn now, and I was wrong about him initially. I'm going to keep it all the way 100. I was completely wrong. I did not like this pick at first, but man, we saw it, and that's the thing that's frustrating, is that we saw it from Jeremy Chinn. We saw what he's capable of, and we just have not seen it over the past couple of seasons. But I challenge Evero to make it happen. Therefore, I do believe Jeremy Chinn is going to find a home here in Carolina in the long term. He has to unlock it, and I do think because this is his contract year, he's gonna knock it out the park. I firmly believe this will be Jeremy Chinn's best season, even better than his rookie season. Moving on, we have Yetur Gross-Motos, taken in the 2nd round at pick 38. Man, this is one of the more frustrating picks, bro. This has got to be one of the more frustrating picks that's out, because I like this guy. He had all the intangibles. Going back to Penn State, this man was good. He was great. I remember when ESPN did the special on him, talking about his family situation. I was cheering for this guy, man. I thought he was going to be great. I didn't think he was going to be the greatest pass rusher. He was always a really good run defending defensive end, and I thought pairing him next to Brian Burns, I thought we were going to have something great. It just has not clicked with this guy. For some reason, it just has not clicked. Now, he's shown some flashes. His rookie season, I remember we had the 2 sacks against Atlanta Falcons. I said, all right, now we're getting somewhere. This guy is starting to show me something. But man, it just has not been it, bro. And now with the switch to a 3-4 defense, I think he gets lost in the sauce. I don't know where he plays. Honestly, I don't know where he plays or where he fits in this defense. I don't think he's big enough personally to play defensive end in a 3-4 system. I think he's going to get bullied around having to play 2 gaps. That's just my personal opinion, or 1.5 gaps. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, and I will be happy to be wrong about Yetur. It has to click at some point. But I know a lot of Panthers fans are frustrated with his play. We have to win up front, and I just don't see it with him in that role. So that being said, he is on danger alert for moving forward for me. Air the sirens, sound the horns. Okay, he is in trouble, bro. This guy is in trouble. Keep it a buck. He is all the way in trouble and could, either get cut in training camp if they're not seeing what they like, or if he makes the roster and moving forward, he just may not get extended. I don't see the fit. That's just me personally. Maybe some defensive gurus out there see it. I just don't, and I'm hoping for him. This is a guy that I like coming out the draft, so I'm not hating just to hate. I love Yetur coming out the draft. In fact, I should go back and find my reaction when we got him, because I absolutely love this pick. It just has not worked out. Next up, we got Derrick Brown. Big DB was taken 7th overall, and y'all tried to kill this man. Y'all tried to kill this man. Y'all called him a bust, and I had to do a whole vid. I predicted this entire scenario. I'm patting myself on the back, because if you go back, and matter of fact, I may pin it. I may pin it right here so you can go back and see it, where I called this exact scenario where this guy was going to have his best year in 2022. Why? Because I use trends, I use analysis to follow that, to show that every defensive tackle, interior defensive tackle that has played, that was picked in the top 10 has followed the same trajectory that Derrick Brown has. They were not so good first year, not so good the second year, but year 3 is when it clicked. They have to, playing in the interior on defensive line is a very physical, taxing thing to do, right? These guys have a very hard job. It's very physical. It's difficult. Their bodies, going from college to the NFL, have to make the change, and he did just that. He was dominant this year. And I look forward to him. He's going to have to make a change, right? He's going to have to make a position change to play defensive end in the 3-4. A little bit different, right, from what he's been doing. But I firmly believe that Derrick Brown will find a way, and he's going to be dominant just as he was in the 4-3. My personal opinion, I think he's going to get his 5th-year option picked up. It's $11.6 million. I fully expect us to extend him, and he will be a Carolina Panther for a long time coming. Shout out to Derrick Brown. And here we have a bonus pick. We have a bonus pick, CJ Henderson. Because we traded for CJ Henderson, he is now on his 5th-year option. He was a part of that 2020 draft class as well. So he was taken 9th by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, in 2021, we traded for CJ Henderson mid-season. And I gotta be honest with y'all, I'm a big CJ Henderson fan as well. I love this kid coming out of college. I think he has all the tools to be a great cornerback. But for some reason, it has not clicked. Whether it's the mental stuff he's been dealing with, or I don't know what it is. But for some reason, it has not clicked with the Carolina Panthers. It has not clicked with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he is on high alert. He is on high alert to be either cut or we won't move forward with him. We won't extend him. And I don't think we're going to pick up his 5th-year option. His 5th-year option is also $11.5 million. I don't think we're going to pick it up personally. He has got to show and prove this year, because again, he has the talent, bro. I think he has the talent to be great. I firmly believe and I firmly hope that Evero, a defensive backs coach at his heart, is going to get the best out of CJ Henderson, right? I think they're going to get the best out of CJ Henderson this year. I expect this man to ball out opposite of JC Horn, and it's going to be a problem. I certainly hope that's the case, because I like this kid so much, and I really think he has the tools, but it just has not worked out. But he's on high alert. He is on high alert. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, I think this draft class overall has been a little bit underwhelming. Derrick Brown is the highlight of this draft class. Jeremy Chinn was great and has been great, but this draft class has been problematic. And look at what we're doing right now. If you look at the mock drafts I've been doing right now, we are taking a lot of defensive players once again. It's like history is repeating itself. Yes, we need a quarterback. but we need a lot of defensive players too to, guess what? We have to reset our defense. If it was good, then we wouldn't be making this switch. I think Evero can coach a 4-3 as well. But our defense hasn't been good. So now we're going to revamp our entire defense. After taking all these defensive guys, we're sitting right back where we were in 2020. So it's been underwhelming, for sure. To say the least, if I want to grade this entire draft, I got to give it a solid, maybe C+. And I give him a C+ due to Jeremy Chinn. I think Jeremy Chinn is going to be good. And I think that you get the plus for trading for CJ Henderson, even though he hasn't panned out. I think he has what it takes personally. Listen, I got a soft spot in my heart for CJ Henderson, bro. I think he's going to be good. So it is what it is. I may completely fall on my face for that, but I'm rolling with it. And I'm a die on that hill. I am. I'm sorry. But solid C+ for this draft. They all got to show improve. All the guys that are still currently on this roster, it's put up or shut up time. So I'm looking forward to it. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get in the comments, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think. How would you grade this draft? All right? Put your grades in the comments. Hit the subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.